Meet Darren, husband, father, BT professional, and a survivor. After beating COVID-19 and later prostate cancer, he's here to share his story and why he trusts AirDXB with his family home and investment property in Dubai since 2023.
Darren, good to meet you. Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's been a while since we last spoke. I think me and you, or was it back in October 2023 was the first time that we actually spoke. You made an inquiry towards AirDXB and talked through, how we can list your property as a holiday home. So thank you for coming back down today. I understand you've had quite a good experience with us, right?
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic and great to meet you in person. It's almost kind of 18 months, I think, since our original call, and I haven't looked back. The experience has been fantastic and better than I expected.
Yeah, wonderful. So this property that you inquired on, could you give us some more information about that unit?
Yeah, so we bought it. It's part of NH Collection. It's part hotel, part residential. We bought an apartment there. Stretch ourselves to buy it, and we use it when we can, and when we don't, we do short-term rentals through yourself. So it's a really good experience. We wanted something that felt like a proper holiday home when you went abroad, rather than something that was just in a complex.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great location. It ticks every single box for short-term, right? What made you look at Dubai specifically? Because you're based in the UK, right?
Yeah, we've been coming to Dubai for over 25 years, so it's been a real good destination for us with our children. They've grown up here. It's an environment that we love. The weather's good all year round, very safe, very clean, and it's somewhere everybody wants to go to. So it makes perfect sense.
We're all here for the same reasons, right?
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic to hear. So, in terms of what we offer as a company, what would you say you like about us the most? Why has the experience been so good for you specifically?
I mean, I think even yourself, you're on hand, your team are very contactable, and I think that's a really positive that, if you've got a question, you answer it very quickly. And I think you've been very efficient and helpful in some of the questions that we had, because it is quite a nerve-wracking thing, renting your apartment out to short-term rentals. But I think what I've certainly seen in the last probably 6 to 9 months, I think the development of the portal, the user experience is better than I've ever seen anywhere else. And I think that gives you comfort in terms of just the access to the information, what bookings you've got coming up, what you've had, your statements of account. And the customer service managers, I think, really are worth every penny. They give you that great experience on hand to your point of contact.
Yeah, completely agree. We listen to our clients. We've heavily invested into the CRM system, like you just mentioned. Ultimate transparency. Wherever you are in the world, you can access it. So your bookings, your calendar in advance, as you know all of this anyway. And the customer service part for us is very, very important. We don't just want to bring clients through the door. We also want them to have a great experience on the back end as well. So we've hired from the likes of Emirates, Uber, some well-established companies to try and improve that area. So I'm glad to hear it's all paying off. Since transitioning to the owner's portal, have you seen a change in the revenue or the occupancy levels at all?
Both. So I think, again, another great asset. I think having visibility of, it's like looking at a share price monitor every day. You can look at the occupancy, you can look at what rental income you're going to get, what spaces you've got, and it is quite addictive. So I think it's a positive. You've got your statement of accounts on there. It's brilliant is all I can say, and it's on time. You can look at it anywhere, anytime, and it's up to date. So for me, what I've seen is an improvement in the occupancy, number one, but also the rates that you're now getting on a per stay visit, much better than what it was on the previous Airbnb regime. Yeah,
completely agree. We've now got you listed on multiple platforms, which is on this centralized system, full visibility, and since the more exposure we get, the more bookings we're going to get, the more revenue, the higher prices can go as well. So
I think if I look back to last month, I think January, I think it was rented out every day of the month, so it was fantastic, and the rates, I compare it to this time last year, the rates on a daily basis were probably 20-25% higher. So I think, it's helping us, but it's also probably helping you as well grow and invest in the systems, because again, I think those systems weren't available 6-9 months ago, and I think having that owner's portal is a game changer.
Yeah, completely agree. And short-term rentals is not just about the occupancy and the revenue. You can use the property for personal use. How often are you and the family coming over, staying in the property, and how's that been for you?
Yeah, so probably once every 2-3 months. We had some friends actually use it 2 weeks ago. So we just emailed Emma, we gave her the dates, and it was blocked out, and it was really simple. And then you can see other people booking around it. We probably come ourselves once every 3 months. My daughters come and use it, so we just email in advance. Can we block these dates out? And it's done. So it's really accessible. It still feels like your own property. Yeah. And I think the good thing is, things happen. So if there's a fault in the apartment, like the air conditioning unit needed cleaning, you just email us, it gets done, you handle that for us, we just pay the bill for it. And it's just quite simple, quite effective. And it's what you call a managed service.
Yeah.
So it's really good for us.
Yeah, especially when you're not on the ground here as well, right? You're based in the UK, you're obviously working at the moment for BT, so you're a very busy guy yourself, so you need a full turnkey solution manager like us, right? Which is great. Yeah. Good to hear that Emma's looking after you as well.
No, I mean, fantastic, and it was great to meet her today. We're coming to see you, and I think, putting a face to a name is important, but, notwithstanding that, the contact availability on email is just great, very responsive, communicates with us very well, and I couldn't be happier. So I think combination of probably the customer service managers, the portal, the availability being used up in the portal, and the rates that we're now receiving is brilliant. So fair play to you and the team.
It's just a start for us as well. Like I said, we're always looking to improve, to adapt. Yeah. So who knows what the future holds. From your perspective, are you looking to grow the portfolio, looking to maybe purchase another unit? What's the plan for you now?
Yeah, probably in the next 2-3 years. I've got some daughters going through university, so that takes quite a lot of money. But I think our objective is possibly to buy another property in Dubai. We love it here, so keep it as maybe one of them ourselves, a little bit more if we can move out here on a more semi-permanent basis and rent the other out as we're doing now. So for me, it works really well. It would make common sense to buy another one, and Dubai is a fantastic place, and I think you've probably cornered the market really well with your proposition. So I think for anybody looking to buy and do some short-term rental, I couldn't recommend anything else.
Yeah, no, great to hear. Any particular areas you're looking at? Or are you just an open book right now?
Open book, I mean, we bought our first one on Palm Jumeirah, so I think a prime location. Everybody probably wants to be there on West Beach, so, we couldn't have picked a more prime spot, really, so we're really pleased with the location. I think we'd be very flexible and more open-minded on the second property. I think Dubai is expanding everywhere, so I think wherever you buy, it's going to be a fantastic location. So I think it's just looking for the best property, the best amenities around it, and something for me that's quite accessible, like Palm Jumeirah. Despite some of the traffic at peak time, it is very accessible, and you can walk out our apartment and you're straight on West Beach, or you're straight into Nikhil Mall, or you can jump in a taxi or the monorail. So for me, those are great USPs to be able to use for ourselves, but also guests as well, which I think is important, that they've got access to lots of services around them.
Yeah, I think the Palm's an area where you don't necessarily need to leave it.
No.
It's got everything there, right? Yeah. I'm there quite often as well. It's one of my favourite places. When you're looking for your next investment for short-term rental, I would take three main factors for you. So the location, is it, if from the guest side or from the tenant side, when they're looking on a booking platform, they're going to be looking usually from, maybe the US or from Asia, maybe they haven't been to Dubai before. They're going to look at the map and see if it's around everything, if it's centrally located, close to the airport, that kind of stuff. So that's why your downtowns and your Palms do very, very well. The second thing is the quality of the furniture. Does it look appealing? Does it look homely? Are the colours light, neutral? Or does it look a bit tacky? Something to consider as well. And the third is the view from the unit. Yeah. So yours specifically got an amazing view, like you just said, beach access. If it's downtown, for example, maybe a full Burj Khalifa view. Yeah. If it's facing a construction site or something that's going to be less appealing, it's going to bring the price down. So 3 things for you to look out for in the next.
No, that's really good advice. And I think, when I look at ours, it's got a rooftop pool overlooking the beach. You can't get much more plush locations. We fell on it very lucky, actually. So we were looking at that complex and everything was sold out, but then something came available. And again, you're up, within 5-10 minutes, you're in the shopping mall. There's supermarkets there. You've got cinema, shops. On West Beach is just fantastic, and you're straight onto the beach. And I think the big pull is probably the rooftop pool, and you can see the Burj Al Arab one side, the wheel the other side, the Dubai Marina and JBR. So from a location for a short-term stay, you couldn't ask for
I'm
much more.
sold.
So yeah, something like that, again, price permitting.
Yeah, perfect.
So no, I mean, probably my summary is thank you for what you do for me and probably every other client of yours. I think the experience is fantastic and you want that seamless experience. I've had some challenges myself over the last 5 years. We're approaching 5 years, March 2020, when COVID-19 hit us all. And sadly, I ended up in intensive care, in a coma and on a ventilator, fighting for my life. And I reflect on that, and I launched a book to talk about the experience of how people saved my life and to give back to others. And the book is called 15 Minutes and Counting, and it's available on Amazon because I was given 15 minutes to ring loved ones and say potentially my last goodbyes. Thankfully that wasn't the case. And then I've just recently done some work with the BBC and with cancer research and Spire Healthcare around fighting prostate cancer. So I think I'm probably very resilient, and that's why for me having this kind of service, a property in Dubai, gives you that relief that I think we all need at times. So for me, really important to relax, enjoy life, and I think the service you provide just is the icing on the cake for us, just to manage the property when we don't want to use it. So thank you.
Couldn't agree more. I'll be checking out the book as well.
Thank you.